Okay, so I'm going to do my 20-week pregnancy update. So I am 20 weeks and 4 days right now. So I'm not quite out of the 20th week, but I am more than halfway there. So I thought I'd talk about what's been going on this week, some of the things that I've gone through, and then some of the symptoms that I've been having for this week. So I'll start off by talking about my anatomy scan. So I had that on the day I actually turned 20 weeks. So my husband and I went, and if you've never had an anatomy scan or any ultrasound, it's kind of nerve-wracking going in, especially for the anatomy scan. So I had actually already had 6 ultrasounds. Well, this was my 6th one. So I had 5 before the anatomy scan. So I wasn't new to ultrasounds or seeing my baby, but I was a little bit more nervous for this one because in the anatomy scan, it's where they actually take a look at everything, how the baby's developing. They look at the arms, the legs, the fingers, the toes, the heart, the brain, everything, and just kind of make sure everything's going okay, the baby's developing the way they should be. So going into the anatomy scan, it's a little bit intimidating just because you're about to find out everything about your baby and how they're developing to make sure they're on track. So my husband went into this appointment knowing it was going to be about an hour-long ultrasound appointment, and it was amazing. So the baby was moving around so much during the ultrasound, so we were in there for quite a while they tried to get the pictures that they needed, because the ultrasound tech first does all the pictures and all the measurements and everything, and then they send in the maternal fetal doctor, and then she kind of redoes everything but much quicker. And then after that, they kind of discuss what they found, if they found anything, and things like that. So for us, it went really well. Baby is looking really good and really healthy. They both confirmed that it is a girl, so I think any chance that we are having a boy is gone out the window, because we first did the sneak peek test that came back and said it was a girl, and then I think we did that right at 9 weeks, and then at 10 weeks we got genetic testing done that tested for abnormal chromosomes and things like that, and that also came back and said it was a girl, and also negative for any other abnormalities. And then we had an ultrasound done at a private clinic at 16 weeks, and she said it was a girl, and then both of these during our anatomy scan, the ultrasound tech said it was a girl, and then when the maternal fetal doctor came in, she said it was a girl. So I think at this point we are pretty confident we are having a girl. So that was really good at the anatomy scan. It's just really nerve-wracking until they tell you, yeah, everything looks good, because they kind of check one thing and they say, yep, that looks good, and then they check the next and say, yep, that looks good. And at one point my husband are like, are there legs? Because she hadn't shown us them, and she was just kind of like jumping all over, and we were like, okay. And then she showed us the legs and the feet and all of that, and it's really cool because you can actually see like 5 fingers, 5 toes, like all of that stuff. And I was really shocked because I had heard of people going to anatomy scans and they would say, everything looks good, 10 fingers, 10 toes. I'm like, how can they actually see that? But they can. It's amazing. So we did that the day that I turned 20 weeks, and they said everything was looking really good. The baby was moving around a lot, which I've been feeling her move since like 16, 17 weeks. And during the appointment, she was moving a lot, but I couldn't actually feel it. So I don't know if it was just, I was just so distracted by what else was kind of going on. But I didn't feel her moving at all during that time. I didn't feel her moving at all during that time. And normally I feel her throughout the day. So I guess it just makes me feel a little bit better when I get worried that I am not feeling her move. That I still, she might have rolled over or gone into a position that maybe I just can't feel it, because I do have anxieties, and I talked about that in my 19-week updates, that it's just scary when you can't feel her move when you have been feeling her move. So that was the highlight of the week, was the anatomy scan. So they did say that they would like me to come in every 4 weeks until I deliver for an ultrasound, just to make sure development is going okay. And I think that's for 2 reasons. One, because of my history with my ectopic and how I got pregnant, which was with letrozole, which there's a video on the letrozole success for me, and how that whole process worked for me and my husband. And then there's also the reason because my husband and I have both been to countries where there's Zika since I've been pregnant and before I got pregnant. So before I got pregnant, we were in Miami, and I did get bit by bugs when I was in Miami, and I always get bit by bugs, so I wasn't surprised by that. But at that time, I didn't even know Miami was a Zika place. So, you know, we went in March, and at the last week of March, and I got pregnant in May. And they say you have to wait 6 months for a guy, and I think it's like 3 months for the girl, or 8 weeks or something, before you can start trying safely to prevent any Zika abnormalities and things like that, birth defects because of Zika. So we went there in May, or I'm sorry, at the end of March. So there was that concern, but I also, when I found out I was pregnant, I was in Malaysia, in South Africa. I'm sorry, Asia, in South Asia, and there is Zika there. And I was in Penang, Malaysia, where there is Zika. So while I was there, I was like really using a lot of bug spray. We went to a temple, and I wore long sleeves. I was just head to toe covered, and on top of that I had bug spray on and was just super cautious, and I did not get any bug bites while I was there. I think probably because I was just so cautious and I was just so aware, because I found out I was pregnant while I was there. So I made sure I took every single precaution to make sure I didn't get bit by any bugs. And I have been tested for Zika since I've been back. My doctor did blood work, and she said I came back negative, but it's still a precaution that they want to take in having me do ultrasounds every 4 weeks. And then my husband was actually in Colombia in South America in July, which is a very high risk for Zika there. So I don't know, I don't think he got Zika. He said he got a lot of bug bites, but he didn't have any side effects. But at this point, you know, the baby's already there, so if he got infected, you know, it's not gonna affect me. But they still, like I said, want to take precautions and have me checked every 4 weeks by ultrasound, to just make sure everything's okay. So I'm still considered kind of a high-risk pregnancy, even though everything's been going pretty smoothly since the first trimester, and I hope it stays that way. So I guess I'll talk about symptoms for this week. So I'm just looking down because I have it written down. So the number one symptom for me this week has been exhaustion. So it is not nearly as bad as it was in the first trimester. I mean, the first trimester was I would be driving to work, and I would think to myself, how am I going to get through the day? I am so exhausted. I would get home from work, take a nap, wake up for dinner, and then go right back to bed, and then do it over again. And I just was so exhausted. So it's not that bad. I do get tired quickly, but I'm still not napping, and I'll lay down after work, but I never fall asleep. I'll usually read or just kind of relax, and that helps. So another symptom is I am very hungry all the time. So I feel like I pack my lunch for work every day, and I usually bring different snacks, but I just feel like I'm still hungry, and I don't know what else to eat because I want to try to have healthier snacks, but it's hard because I don't want to just snack on like raw fruit or raw vegetables. So I do pack fruits, and I, you know, bring carrots and stuff and try to like cook a healthier lunch, but it is hard because I am very hungry, and we have a really delicious cafeteria at work, so sometimes I do have to run down there because I am so hungry. But I'm gonna go grocery shopping today and hopefully find some healthy snacks that I can bring to work that can help keep me a little bit fuller a little bit longer. On that same line of hunger, I am also very thirsty. So I've been drinking a lot of water. I've actually been drinking Smart Water because there's electrolytes in it, and I don't know, there was like a few weeks ago where I work, like a water line broke and you had to boil water, and that kind of just freaked me out. So I've been drinking bottled water. I think it's totally safe to drink the water at work and like the filtered water there, but I've been drinking bottled water at home and at work, and I'll probably just do that the rest of pregnancy just because I just feel better about it. And then the last symptom is heartburn. As always, it is still keeping up. Sometimes I don't notice it at all, and sometimes it's a lot worse, and I've noticed that it doesn't matter what I eat. I've not had any like really tomatoey or acid type food in a really long time because I know that bothers me. But it's just like I'll eat anything and it will give me heartburn, and it's like, it's just awful. But Tums do help, so I've still been carrying those around with me at work, in my purse, by my bed. So it is anytime, all the time. So another thing this week, you could probably see back there, I am in the baby's room right now. It's very empty. I mean, we have an elephant and a dresser, and that is it. That's all we have in here. But we are starting to pick colors. So we want something really neutral. So like a cream, or this color is like something, it's like a creamy peachy color. It might even be a little bit too peach for what I think we're looking for. We want something very neutral. So I'm thinking that color is going to be a little bit too peach. I have another sample color that I'm going to do. I haven't done it yet because I only bought one sample brush, so I'm waiting for it to dry out before I test out the color on the wall. And I don't know how you're supposed to do samples, but I painted it one line like that on every single wall because I want to see how the light kind of reflects on each one to see, you know, if I really like it or don't like it. And I'll do the same with the other one. I'm going to put them very, like, not right next to each other, but on the same spot so I can see the light in the same way for each of those. So another thing I wanted to talk about this week is just two things that I got. So one is off of my registry because we have registered, and it is, the light is kind of not so great. So it's this Angel Care baby video, and it's a baby monitor. So this is one of two that we registered for, and we actually got both of them off our registry. So this one has a smaller screen, but we actually got the one with the bigger screen as well. It just hasn't come yet. So we'll probably end up returning this one and keeping the bigger screen. They're the same camera, it's just the monitor that we have to look at is a little bit bigger. So this got pretty good reviews. The one thing that, after I'm still doing a little bit more research on things on my registry, that I don't know how I'm gonna feel about is that the camera doesn't have like one of those like swivel heads. So the negative reviews it has says that you'd basically have to mount it on the ceiling to be able to like see directly into the crib. So I'm gonna see, I'll probably hang on to this and see how I like it with the crib once we get the crib, which we'll probably get in like another month or so, and see kind of what it looks like on the monitor and, you know, how I feel about the camera. If I don't like it, I'll probably return it and not register for something else, but I'll just pick up something else. So that's from Bye Bye Baby, but they sell it at like everywhere. You could get it at probably Babies R Us. I know it's on Amazon as well. So yeah, I'm excited about that. That's like the first thing we got off our registry. So we haven't sent like baby shower invitations or anything, but we did get that. And something else that I just think is really cute that I picked up this week at the store is this onesie. So this, hold on, let me see if this will be better. So I just think this is adorable. So this says, cute is my middle name, but the actual onesie itself is what I think is adorable. So I don't love clothing with writing on them personally. It's not like my favorite thing, but just like, look at how cute this is. It's just like a long, like it has like 3/4 length, whatever, legs, which is so cute to me. And I love this color pink. It's like so bright. So I love this. Most of the things that I've bought, I'm looking over into the baby closet. I don't know, like grays. There's some lighter pinks, and my husband and I aren't like super girly people. You can probably tell by like what I wear. I'm not like a super girly person. And like the color we're gonna choose for the nursery, why we want it to be kind of neutral. We just aren't really into super girly things. So I was shocked that I liked this. My husband really liked it too because it is so pink, and because there's writing on it, but I just think it's adorable. But I have bought a lot of clothes. It is the end of the summer season, so all of the summer baby clothes are going on sale. So next summer the baby will be like 3 to like 6 to 8-ish months, I guess. She's gonna be born in February, in the summertime. So we've been picking up like the sale summer stuff that we think is cute for next year, because why not? She'll wear it next summer. We haven't picked up like any winter type stuff, and also nothing that's like newborn, and mostly everything is at least above 3 months. So like 3 months to 9 months that we've picked up. And everything that we've got has been on sale, and the reason is because we haven't had our shower yet, and I'm not really trying to buy things that are full price until after the shower when we know what we're gonna need, because I don't want to end up buying something and then having duplicates of things and like things I don't need, and just like being over the top and buying a lot, which is really hard because baby clothes are adorable. But yeah, everything we bought has been on sale, so it's been really affordable, and we actually have a good assortment of clothes. So I am going to do a haul before it gets to be too much of what I have so far, and they'll all be like the summer end of season type stuff. So I'll be doing that, and I'm really excited. I'll probably include this again just because I think it's so adorable. But that, actually, one more thing for my 20 week, I don't know if you could see this, like this spot right here, that came this week, which is, or maybe last week, so it's old, but it hasn't gone away. And I thought you got like dark spots when you're pregnant, that's what I've read, but this is really a light spot. So I don't really know what the deal with that is, but it's fine, it doesn't bother me, but it just kind of showed up and it hasn't gone away, so it'll probably stay there, I don't know. But anyways, that is it for my 20 week update. So I will do a 21 update next week.